Now, live from the Quad Cities, this is CBS4 News This Morning.
Galesburg teachers keeping their strike momentum going today. And Quad Cityans plan a peaceful gathering in support of Mike Brown. Good morning, I'm Emily Scarlett.
And I'm meteorologist Anthony Peoples. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning.
Yes, Monday morning after a very short weekend.
Yeah, you know, even though it's still, 48 hours, the weekend, they just seem to go by so fast.
Feels more like half of a day, right?
Yeah, the work days definitely seem longer. It is a Monday, and we have some dense fog out there. So as you head out this morning, it's okay to be slow. You know, sometimes on Monday morning, you're sluggish and that coffee hasn't kicked in. Well, it's okay to take it easy this morning because we have some fog, dense in a few locations. We have a dense fog advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. Visibilities right now in Sterling and Cedar Rapids are near zero. We have visibilities at 2 miles or less around Fairfield and Muscatine, Galena, and around Burlington, 2.5 miles in Galesburg. And take it easy out there this morning. Low 60s off to the north and east, 61 degrees right now in Sterling, 64 in Princeton. We have 68 in the Quad Cities, Muscatine, Fairfield, and Burlington. We do have some showers that we're pushing into northern Iowa that are fading away. Some heavy rain falling across northern Wisconsin. Now later today, a cold front going to be moving through the area. Not going to bring us any cold air with it, but it will be bringing a line of showers and thunderstorms, some heavy downpours possible in the overnight hours. That'll move off, maybe a shower still tomorrow morning, and then the rest of the day looks pretty good. 83 for the high today, scattered storms later today after a sun and cloud mix in the morning fog. Tonight, a few showers and thunderstorms, and then tomorrow, a morning shower giving way to a sun and cloud mix and a high of 86. 87 on Wednesday, dry on Wednesday, but showers and storms moving in Wednesday night, Thursday. Look at those high temperatures by the end of the week, near 90 degrees. The weekend going to be a hot one.
Thanks, Anthony. Teachers in Galesburg are rallying today to keep up support as they approach day 6 of their strike. The Galesburg Education Association is holding a Monday morning recharge rally to keep the momentum going in their contract dispute with the Board of Education. Last Tuesday, the GEA and the board failed to reach a new contract agreement. The board is now reviewing a supposal, which is another word for collective bargaining. The type of proposal comes from the teachers union, which is looking to address issues like security and retirement benefits. The supposal went to a federal mediator and is expected to arrive this week.
It's not about money. We want to be in there teaching, but we want a fair contract, because if we don't have a fair contract, it will not attract good educators to come here to our district.
The school board has granted a waiver to allow sports teams to practice while teachers remain on strike. This morning's rally is in the parking lot of the Northwoods Church in Galesburg at 10:30. And as some teachers are standing in front of schools, others are getting back into their classrooms today. After debate over their school start times changing, Davenport's private schools are heading back for their new school year today. After the Davenport School District decided to change the public school schedule, the private schools who rely on the district for bus service had to rethink their transportation. But in early July, a compromise was reached, and the district will continue to bus private school students without having a major impact on current school start and end times. Students at All Saints, Assumption, JFK, and Trinity Lutheran will now be dropped off at 7:50 and picked up at 3 o'clock. Those at St. Paul's will have an 8:15 drop-off and 3:25 pickup. Administrators say this schedule gives them the best option to uphold academic standards while ensuring timely bus transportation. And with Morrison students heading back to the classrooms today, the Morrison Police Department is asking the community to drive carefully. With classes back in session, children will likely be walking and riding their bicycles to school, and traffic on the roads will increase as well. Morrison Police will be patrolling the school zones, observing school bus stops, and conducting speed enforcement throughout Morrison. Law enforcement would also like to remind community members of a couple of ordinances. The citywide speed limit is 25 miles per hour unless otherwise posted, while the speed limit within school zones is 20 miles per hour. Also remember, state law requires all motor vehicles yield the right-of-way to pedestrians at crosswalks, and a person operating a motor vehicle is prohibited from mobile devices unless they're hands-free. A peaceful gathering has been planned for today in Rock Island in support of Mike Brown. 18-year-old Michael Brown was killed at the hands of a white police officer 1 week ago in Ferguson, Missouri, leading to days of unrest and violent protest in a city comprised largely of African Americans, policed by a mostly white task force. In Rock Island, supporters will march to Sweetbird Park for prayer and reflection before marching back to MLK Park. This peaceful gathering begins at 5 p.m. Nearly 60 million Americans experience a mental health condition every year after losing their son. Well, one local family is fighting back against what they call a silent killer. Alice Kang takes us to an event to raise awareness of mental illness.
Friends and family describe Adam Dale Smith as an awesome, loving soul. If you knew him, you couldn't help but like him. But a mental illness led to Adam taking his own life.
The hardest thing, I miss him every day. I think about it every day. I pray for him every night. It's been horrible. I don't ever want anybody to have to go through this.
While the Smiths know nothing will ever bring their son back, they are hoping to spare other families that anguish. On Sunday, the family held an event to raise awareness of what Adam went through, raising money through Adam Fest, hoping one day they'll find a cure to what they call a deadly illness.
He would tell us that he couldn't stop the voices in his head. He was having very bad delusions, thought the CIA was after him.
Adam wrote in a journal about his journey through his experiences, and reading through his journal, there's one thing he kept writing.
He kept writing, I just want to be a normal guy. I want to walk around and not have people look at me and be a normal guy. And that was what he wanted more than anything.
The night before Adam took his own life, he wrote in his journal one last time.
I can't live like this. That's what he wrote.
And although it's a tough story to tell, the Smith family wanted something good to come out of Adam's story, an event that remembers his story and his precious life.
It doesn't just happen to people like us. It happens to rich people and famous people and, you know, everybody. And it's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to go through.
Most of the profit from Adam Fest will be going to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and some of the profit will be going to the Robert Young Center right here in the Quad Cities. If you would like more information on Adam Fest, visit our website, ourquadcities.com. Alice Kang, CBS4 News This Morning.
Very touching story. Thank you, Alice. Several construction projects to be aware of this morning. The Illinois Department of Transportation announcing an update to the project on John Deere Road in Illinois 5 near 38th Street east of I-74. The contractor will begin setting the beams for the new bridge over John Deere Road this evening between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. All lanes will be closed while the new beams are placed over the travel lanes. These complete lane closures are anticipated to be for less than 20 minutes each. The work is expected to continue each night, Monday through Thursday, until all the beams are placed and safely secured. Also, the Illinois DOT announcing a daily lane closure on I-280 over the Mississippi River in Rock Island County. This closure will be in the westbound drive lane today and tomorrow. The closure will continue in the eastbound drive lane on Wednesday and Thursday. Closures will be in place from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. And a road maintenance project that includes hot mix asphalt patching, shoulder paving, and subdrain repairs will require closing on the on and off ramps as needed on US 34 in Burlington today. DOT is reminding motorists to drive with caution, obey posted speed limit and other signs in the work area, and be aware that traffic fines for moving violations are at least double in work zones. 94 years, that's how long Milan has had their American Legion charter. The Legion formed in August of 1920, just months after the end of World War I. Since then, the post has grown from about 30 members to nearly 300. Their birthday party yesterday is just another example of the Legion bringing together the men and women that defended our country.
It's important because there's a certain amount of cohesiveness among veterans, and this gives them a place to meet with other veterans, and they can share the experiences they've had with other veterans.
Up next on the Legion schedule, September 6th, the Milan Post will be hosting a Freedom Walk, taking 3,000 steps for the 3,000 killed in the 9/11 attacks. Outgoing Iowa Senator Tom Harkin was honored at yesterday's River Bandits game. Harkin threw out the first pitch before the game, and the Bandits designated yesterday's game as Tom Harkin Day to honor his 40 years of service to the state. Fans in attendance even got a Harkin bobblehead doll. Harkin says it was great coming back to the Quad Cities, and although he's retiring from Congress, he's not about to stop serving the people of Iowa.
There are just a lot of memories, but look, I'm coming back to Iowa. I have a home here. I'm going to be doing stuff in Iowa with my institute at Drake University, the Harkin Institute on Public Policy. So I'm still going to be doing things in Iowa. I'm just going to retire from the Senate.
Senator Harkin spent some time before the game autographing his bobbleheads for the fans. Sounds like a great story, you know, a different sort of bobblehead for folks, and it's nice to sort of see some different recognition these days.
Yes, 40 years of service, that's a lot of time.
And absolutely worth honoring, right?
That's right, and luckily the weather held out for all of those baseball and Harkin fans there. We are looking at dense fog out across the area right now, so if you're heading out early this morning, take it easy because visibility is down to less than a quarter of a mile, close to zero, up around Sterling and over near Cedar Rapids. We do have a dense fog advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this morning, but later today we could have a few showers and thunderstorms since we missed out on them on the weekend. Details on that coming up. You're watching CBS4 News this morning. The time now is 6:42.